Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. We'll start with the headlines. His Highness the Emir of the State of Kuwait hails the official talks held with His Majesty the Sultan when he received His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed. His Highness the Emir of the State of Kuwait receives at his residence in Al Alam Palace ambassadors of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries accredited to the Sultan. And the World Bank stresses that the use of the Islamic financing could support the national economy. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in details. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to Her Excellency Dr. Perlet Louisi, Governor General of St. Lucia, on her country's independence anniversary. His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jabr Sabah, Emir of the State of Kuwait, received in his residence at Al Alam Palace today His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, within the framework of his visit to the Sultanate. At the beginning of the meeting, His Highness Sayyid Fahad highlighted the depth of the fraternal and historic relations binding the Sultanate and the State of Kuwait, expressing the pleasure showcased by the Omani nations welcoming to this visit, which will have a positive impact in terms of the comprehensive cooperation between the Sultanate and Kuwait. That was portrayed in the meeting which gathered His Highness the Emir of Kuwait and His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, during which they reviewed the current and future existing relations and means of supporting them, and the role of both countries in terms of the latest developments, which require continuous coordination on the regional and international levels. His Highness the Emir expressed his utmost pleasure for this visit at the hospitality of His Majesty the Sultan, indicating his thanks and appreciation to His Majesty, the government and the Omani nation for the remarkable reception he received. He further hailed the official talks he held with His Majesty and the views they exchanged, which reflected the depth of their bilateral relations that the two countries are keen to promote. The meeting was attended by His Highness Sayyid Haytham bin Tariq Al Saeed, Minister of Heritage and Culture, His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Sheikh Al-Fadl bin Muhammad bin Ahmed Al-Harthi, Secretary General of the Council of Ministers, His Highness Sayyid Kamil bin Fahad Al Saeed, Assistant Secretary General of the Cabinet of the Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, His Excellency Hamid bin Saeed Al Ibrahim, Sultanate's accredited ambassador to Kuwait, as well as a delegation accompanying His Highness the Emir of Kuwait. His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jabr Sabah, Emir of the State of Kuwait, received at his residence in Al Alam Palace in Muscat today His Excellency Eid bin Muhammad Al-Thaqafi, Ambassador of Saudi Arabia, accredited to the Sultanate, His Excellency Muhammad bin Sultan Al-Swedi, Ambassador of the United Arab Emirates, accredited to the Sultanate, His Excellency Ali bin Fahad Al-Hajri, Ambassador of the State of Qatar, accredited to the Sultanate, His Excellency Muhammad Saleh Al-Sheikh, Ambassador of Bahrain, accredited to the Sultanate. During the meeting, His Highness welcomed the ambassadors and they reviewed issues of interest for the GCC countries and aspects of strengthening the bilateral cooperation ties among GCC countries to achieve further progress and welfare. More than 210 million Omani Riyals is the mutual investment volume between the Sultanate and the State of Kuwait, which witnessed a remarkable increase during the last year. One of the many investment projects between the two countries is the upcoming project of Duqm Refinery between Oman Oil Company and Kuwait Petroleum International Company, in addition to the project of Petrochemical Industries Complex. The volume of the Kuwaiti imports to the Sultanate reached 79 million Riyals, whilst the Omani export to Kuwait reached 78 million Riyals. The joint investment between the two countries focused on trade sector by 35%, followed by construction sector, and then transport, services, health, education and finance sectors. The number of joint ventures between the Omani and Kuwaiti sides reached 557 companies. The latest investment projects between the two sides in Duqm Refinery, which will treat around 230,000 barrels of Omani and Kuwaiti crude oil to produce oil condensates according to international standards. The project of Petrochemical Industries Complex is considered one of the vital industrial projects that is being developed in the Duqm Free Zone. In a report, the World Bank stressed there is a possibility to use the Islamic financing to support and develop the national economy after the success it achieved in a number of Gulf Cooperation Council countries. This came in the Islamic Finance and Social Investment Forum, WAQF, which was held in the Governorate of Muscat. The official reception ceremony, which was held upon the arrival of His Highness the Emir of Kuwait, echoed throughout the local Gulf and international newspapers, as well as the social media network that came up with headlines as follows. Oman newspaper wrote that the arrival of His Highness the Emir of Kuwait was accompanied by big popular reception protocols with the participation of more than 3,000 citizens welcoming the dear guest of Oman. Al-Watan newspaper wrote about the Omani-Kuwaiti relations that serve the interests of both countries in various fields, including the economic and social fields. Al-Ru'ya newspaper wrote that His Majesty the Sultan leads the welcoming party for His Highness the Emir of Kuwait at Muscat Gate. Al-Ra'i newspaper wrote Oman and its people opened their arms for His Highness the Emir of Kuwait, followed by official talks with His Majesty the Sultan on the deep relations between both countries. Al-Qabas newspaper showcased the gifts exchanged by His Majesty the Sultan and His Highness the Emir of Kuwait, where His Majesty conferred the Al Saeed medal on His Highness, which is considered one of the most prestigious Omani medals, and the Omani sword as a souvenir, while His Highness gifted His Majesty 2 unique books on the history of the Sultanate of Oman. Some social media networks described the reception as a historic event that will contribute in strengthening aspects of mutual cooperation in various fields to serve the common interest of Omani and Kuwaiti people. And still to come in our news bulletin. The Photographic Society of Oman organizes an exhibition for its new members. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Exchanging cordial talks on several matters of concern on naval fields between the Sultanate and France topped discussions at the meeting held between Rear Admiral Abdullah bin Khamis al-Raisi, Commander of the Royal Navy of Oman, with Vice Admiral Herve de Bonaventure, Deputy Director General of International Relations and Strategy at France's Defense Ministry, and his accompanying delegation, currently visiting the Sultanate. Sultan Qaboos University obtained a new patent in the petroleum field from the American Patent Bureau in nano-structured zinc oxide membranes to separate oil from water efficiently in terms of cost and energy. This invention, that is considered the 8th on the level of the university, has been financed by Nanotechnique Chair in the field of water desalination in the Water Research Center at Sultan Qaboos University. Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, OCCI, signed an agreement for the establishment of OCCI's Chair for Economic Studies, which is a joint venture between the OCCI and Sultan Qaboos University. The chair is designed to enhance the understanding of current economic issues in the Sultanate and contributes to strengthening the role of the private sector in achieving economic diversification and international competitiveness. It also aims at achieving SQU's strategic objectives and plans of research to improve its ranking among world universities and to be a center for economic research and development in the community, whether locally or regionally, as it will contribute directly in the economic and social development in the Sultanate. It will also contribute to facilitating conducting annual research projects in various areas related to economic studies in the Sultanate, in addition to establishment and maintenance of a database for research and analysis of economic issues in the country. A photographic exhibition for the new members of the Photography Society of Oman was held at its premises in the Governorate of Muscat. 35 photographers displayed 39 photographs which focused on the beauty of nature in the Sultanate along with heritage and tradition of their beloved country. On the sideline of the event, an exhibition of youth photography competition was also held, targeting photographers of various age categories. This was aimed to highlight the skills and creativity of young photographers. The traditional horse race activities were held in the Niaba of Sinau in the Wilaya of Mudaybi. It witnessed the participation from a number of jockeys from various wilayas of the Sultanate. During the event, the jockeys performed various horse displays showing their horse riding skills. It was also accompanied by some traditional arts performed by local bands. The participants stressed on the importance of such sports in preserving the Omani heritage and spreading awareness among the new generation towards the traditional horse race activities. And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fogs over the governorate of Buraimi and dust-raising winds over the desert areas. Scattered rains are also expected on the governorates of Buraimi, Misandam and North Batna. Winds will be northwesterly moderate, occasionally active, and seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Highness the Emir of the State of Kuwait hails the official talks held with His Majesty the Sultan when he received His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said. His Highness the Emir of the State of Kuwait receives at his residence in Al Alam Palace ambassadors of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries accredited to the Sultanate. And the World Bank stresses that the use of the Islamic financing could support the national economy. With that, we come to an end to tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, good night.